Aurora Pharmacy, Soufre, Knights Med, Miku, Lay-By Bar, The Morn, Dexter's Place, Jeremy Street, Castries, Citygate Bar, The City opposite the market, Plants Place, Denry Highway, Arlette Supermarket, Soufre, The Release Stress Bar, Labrie Highway, Cool Joint Bar, Victoria Schwazel, Prios Bus Stop 22, next to the Moshi Bus Stop, opposite the Grosile Bus Stop. Prios Bar and Grill in Corinth, Grosile.
Yes, the best a man can get.
Why are you suffering from aches, pains and illnesses? When there's help for you. At Health Service Center, we offer a wide range of treatment that has been scientifically proven to help you with your aches, pains and illnesses. Our ICT machine is one of the most effective devices in the health field. It has shown positive results in many health problems, such as back pains, shoulder pains, migraine headaches, pain in the knees and legs, poor circulation, arthritis, diabetic neuropathy, numbness in the feet, strokes and sports injuries. ICT, repairs, rebuild, the power to heal, the future of pain relief.
Live streaming has become one of the best ways to connect the funeral of a loved one with friends and family, both local and international. NBC Television will live stream your funerals on television and Facebook at a reasonable rate. With our state-of-the-art equipment, you can be assured that the quality of your funeral will be to your satisfaction. Call our office now and book your obituary and streaming with us. 758-453-7458.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluffs. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Big issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
Another wonderful Thursday afternoon to you, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in to The Real Issues, powered by Blue Waters, with me, Shelton Daniel, your host and producer, alongside our technical operator, Alton Jaquan Joseph. Our program, as you know, airs weekdays from 12:30 until 2 p.m. on the radio station Real FM, serving you on two frequencies, 91.3 for the North and 91.5 for the South. We're also simulcasting on NBC Television, Channel 120 on the Flow Cable TV service. We are on Facebook Live as well as on YouTube live streaming. I hope you're having a good Thursday so far. So let me say very special greetings to all of you, those of you in the Real Issues WhatsApp chat group as well as on the Real Issues Facebook Live, and who are following us via YouTube, to those of you within the shores of St. Lucia, and to those of you in our diaspora elsewhere within the Caribbean, in North America, Canada, the United States, in the United Kingdom, and so many other places where you follow us on the various platforms, social media, as well as in the domestic space on the radio and the television. I watched a bit of the Senate before I got here, in addition to watching the news, and I want to really congratulate and big up my colleagues. I say colleagues because from time to time I am sworn in as one of them during my stints as a temporary senator, which initially carded for it, and realizing that I had certain matters to deal with, and then informing them that I couldn't make it today. I see Comrade George Goddard is holding. In fact, I would actually have been subbing for Senator Kejiana Toussaint Challery. But now the former veteran trade unionist, Mr. George Goddard, is holding the fort in Kejiana and subsequently my own absence. They're doing human service, doing very pointed and effective, efficient battle there. I continue to see Dominic Fede engaging in his favorite tactic of distraction. You know, something special needs to be looked into where Dominic Fede is concerned. This chap helps himself to many more presentations than he's entitled to, you know. He's entitled to speak, to respond, but Dominic Fede uses sham claims, fake claims of standing on a point of order which turns out not to be, or which turn out not to be points of order at all, but just so he can push someone on the government side off stride with distraction. It's always somebody's misleading the House, but Dominic Fede can't point to what is the misleading thing that they say. It's always that he's misleading the House because we already, you know, the same coulda, woulda, shoulda. Oh, we already had everything in place for us to do this and to do that. And the honorable member, it's only because of whatever came along, COVID came along. It's like he wants to go into making a whole statement of defending the past administration of which he was a part, or defending Alan Chastney anytime he hears him being criticized. But when you look at it, there is no point of order. A point of order is when there is an infraction against the rules, and the rules are the standing orders of the Senate. And so when there is no infraction that you can point to and say that this member is in violation of standing order number so and so and so, he's just engaged, and he does it all the time, frequently. So it's like this man, apart from his own time when he's on his feet making a presentation, he's helping himself to several other presentations, because to get to the point of order, he has to give a whole speech. He has to go round and round, as he once accused me of going to Alaska and back, you know. And he does that all the time. And I believe there needs to be a tightening of the enforcement of the rules where Dominic Fede is concerned. He's been doing it to the leader of government business, Senator Gibeon Ferdinand. He does it just about to everybody. And it's a very sly way of pushing them off stride. And also, like I said, cheating, basically, in order to get a lot more time than he's entitled to in speaking on or responding to motions and bills and things of that kind. I have to say, it just has gone on so much that it has become something that you consider to be a standard and stock tactic that you expect of him, and he never fails to deliver. All right, folks, I see that the CARICOM meeting that is taking place in Grenada, it's in the news that they're talking about making certain categories of crimes, classifying them as terrorism. I think you would have heard me. Not exactly what they're saying. I believe they have in mind gang activity and trafficking of weapons and those kind of things, to classify them or categorize them as terrorism. I've been saying it's a long time that domestic crimes, certain types of them, we need to look at them again and wonder whether we should not categorize them as terrorism, acts of terror. Now, in just the same way, like I think when they were classifying illegal drugs, they had a class 3 drug, a class 2 prohibited substance and so on. We can do that. We can have a class 3 act of terror. We can have a class 1. We can have the others, which is transnational and international and so on. But things like this young lady who was reportedly due to appear in court to testify in the case of a sexual assault that was allegedly committed against her, and then I've heard it said that it was the next day she was supposed to appear in court. But when these things are done, they don't only impact those who are directly involved, namely the victim, her family. These things have a broader impact on the society if people believe that doing the right thing, which is to report a crime against them or against anybody, I think the law provides for a witness to come forward, that it is the lawful thing to do, to go forward and to make a report and to give evidence and to testify if required, even at the stage where you know a crime is being planned. At the very planning of a crime, a witness is supposed to come forward. When people will see this sort of thing and word goes around, whether or not it's true, but there is a perception that this young lady was eliminated as a witness, as someone who would testify in court, as a virtual complainant. And so she's taken out. We don't know if it's true, but if that is the perception in the society, then it's going to have a terrorist effect. It's going to terrorize people. It will make them terrified. They will not want to report crimes. They will not even crimes against themselves. They will not want to give tips. And already many people are telling you they're afraid to do that because they believe somehow their identity will be leaked. And I believe the punishments and so on, they have to step up. I'm not asking for death penalty. We go too much for death penalty and castration and all these kind of things. I'm simply asking that there be a greater seriousness in the sentencing and in the carrying out of sentences. And never mind all the ignorant talk that attended the construction of the bodily correctional facility about his hotel they're building for people and so on. If the space for accommodating lawbreakers, remand people, convicted people, sentenced people is too little, then that is something we have to look at in the future. Whether or not it is CIP revenue or whatever other revenue or aid we need, or talk to Keir Starmer or whoever else is prepared to give us to enlarge the bodily correctional facility, we got to do it. We have to do it. We cannot let people simply be smacking their lips knowing that they will be out in a jiffy, as we say, because our prison is so overcrowded that because of lack of space, they'll be let out early or they will be given non-custodial sentences and so on. A prison is a worthwhile, it's a necessary, it's an essential, it's a vital investment in a country's stability, in its safety, in its security, in the welfare and well-being of its people. It's absolutely vital. And this idea that a prison is not a prison unless it is a pigsty, I hope we have moved on beyond that. But we definitely have to look at those things. When people come in broad daylight and there is an activity on the Derek Walcott Square, in the heart of our capital, Castries, and shoot at people and kill one person and injure another and so on, there is more to that crime than just wanting to eliminate somebody. They're sending a message. They're sending a message to the society. They're sending a message to people that we are around, and you best be afraid that if we can come in the presence of everybody, in the heart, the busiest part, the commercial center of Castries, a place where there is a national landmark or monument, a park, what we used to call the square, or we still call it so, in honor of one of our most famous, most accomplished, most legendary St. Lucians Nobel Prize winner, the late Honorable Derek Walcott, that we can come there and discharge shots. What might we not do to you personally when we find out where you live, when we find out how you move, when you go to work, when you come back home? So we have to look at those things so that those people, even if you cannot get a conviction for murder against them, but at least you can get a conviction for other offenses, including a categorization of terror and terrorism against them. We have to look at it. The society has to evolve. It has to adapt. It has to change. It has to look at different methods and modalities and systems and so on for fighting crime, because crime can pull us down. The attacks against visitors, they do not speak well of us, and they are not going to encourage people to continue coming. We need the tourism industry. It has shown that it is important, it is helpful, it is useful, it is vital, it's a game changer for our country. We can't let a few people destroy it. They destroy tourism. Next, what is it that they won't destroy in this country? There will always be the bad apples, but we as a collective have to be absolutely resolute and committed and determined and equipped to combat them, to fight against them, to push them back, to defeat them, to overwhelm them with the vast majority of us who are determined, committed to be law-abiding people. That is why their behavior is called anti-social behavior. It's anti-society behavior. It is behavior that is opposed, that is designed to subvert and supplant the collective which we consider as a society. They are the oddities, the oddballs. They are the gutted bun of our society, and we have to make sure that it don't overcome the rest of us. And let me say good afternoon to a few people. Let me say good afternoon to Muriel, also known as Lima, who says, God bless you and family with a safe, awesome, thankful, terrific Thursday. Much love and joy. Thank you very much. I got a message from someone yesterday, and I promised that I would look into it, but couldn't find the time to do it. And I just want to put it out there. Maybe someone like Inch or somebody else who's knowledgeable in terms of our interactive nature can call in and maybe message if they have an answer. Someone said, Shelton, good afternoon. Can you help me? And I think I read that part of it. Can you help me by finding out who is entitled for the back pay? Because my husband worked for 19 years and is a pensioner and did not get anything. He did not pension 19 years ago. He worked for 19 years. And it's in August 2023 that he pensioned. All right, so it's less than 2 years since he went pension. So she's saying it's not 19 years ago. It's in 2023 that her husband pensioned and didn't get anything. So she wants to know if all the back pay and all that's going on there, he didn't get anything. Is he entitled to it? Does anybody know? Can somebody please message or even call? I'll interrupt myself. Don't have much to say today. Yeah, call if you, because some of you, I know you're very resourceful in those matters. To tell us what it is, would be very, very grateful for that. All right, let's see how we can. Okay. I think I got a little message from John Robert Lee, more like an announcement. Painter, sculptor, multiple winner of the coveted M&C Visual Arts Award, this dedicated and accomplished St. Lucian artist has been honing his skills for over 4 decades, and every moment of his discipline and commitment is reflected in these lovingly curated pieces. Let me see if I can get that. Contemplations, I think by one Ken Scotty Lawrence, in association with the Pat Charles Endowment for the Arts, Alliance Française de Saint-Lucie. Modest, mindful, committed to his craft, Scotty has painted his very spirit into this eloquent testimonial of deep love for people and country. There is none of that vanity to which we so often fall prey, only the joy and power of exceptional art. His celebration of St. Lucia, not to be missed, and that citation was by Adrian Auger, and it refers to the gala opening of an exhibition on March the 6th to the 25th at the Pyramid in Point Seraphin, starting 7:30 p.m. I think on all days. All right, so, and Robert adds a note to say, please note the exhibition is from the 6th of March to the 27th of March. All right, so maybe there's, yeah, the flyer says 25th. Okay, so it's actually to the 27th. I just thought I should read that before I forgot it. So many things slip me when I'm on air and when I'm talking. Somebody has posted a message in the Real Issues WhatsApp chat group, and I think they're giving some advice to the lady who asked about her husband's eligibility for back pay. And they say, Shelton, let him go to payroll with his staff number and he can speak to them. Okay. Is it staff number or NIC number that he must have? What's the staff number? Okay, I suppose if you worked in the public service, you would be assigned a staff number. All right, so Mr. Rufino, I think I can just say your first name. Somebody's suggestion that you go to the government's payroll or payroll division or something. Is that a part of the treasury? I'm not sure. But I suppose your husband would know. Let him go to payroll with his staff number and he can speak to them so they can find out whether he's eligible for the back pay. Angie Kedu, Good afternoon to you. Angie is the secretary in the constituency office of Honorable Moses Jean-Baptiste in Miku North. Always a pleasure hearing from you, Angie. She says, first of all, find out whether her husband was a public servant. So I think that is what the other person who's giving the suggestion about the staff number. They're assuming that he's a public servant because the back pay paid by government will not pay private people working, in a bank or at Winera and so on. It's for government workers. Is that flashing light meaning that we have a call on the line? All right, let me see. But it looks like the volume is down. Yeah, hi, good afternoon to you.
Okay, in reference to the question that was asked by the wife.
What was that?
The man is entitled to back pay.
What was that?
In relation to the question that was asked.
Okay, about the eligibility for the back pay.
Yeah. I would assume, because remember, the payment it refers to all.
Why am I hearing your phone so muffled? As if you're loud enough, but you're muffled.
You hear me now?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. Let's try to see if it's better.
What I'm saying, in reference to the back pay, the government paid everybody, every employee from grade 1 to grade 19. So grade 1, you could have been a cleaner, you could have been a laborer, whatever it is. You are eligible for the back pay. Right? Once you were employed before 2024. Because remember the agreement was, the last agreement was from 2021 to 2024.
Okay, the triennium we talk about.
The triennium, yeah. So if you left in 2023, you should have been eligible for payment for a year and a half. Because maybe you might retire in the latter half of the year or earlier part of the year. Whatever part of 2023. Because it covers from 2022 to 24.
Okay.
So you should you might not get everything that that same person who is in the same grade with him or same category with him.
Okay.
But he might get less because of his retirement.
He should get a proportionate.
So you won't get 2023, 2024. Sorry. You will get 2021, 2022, and some part of 2023.
Okay.
You understand? So you should get something. So I know probably he was expecting something big and get a little something, but that's just how it is.
Okay.
Because it is tabulated like that.
Okay. Thank you so very much, cuz I appreciate it. Anything else on your mind today?
Oh yeah, very much so. Very much so.
Go right ahead then. You have the line ready. The flash allergic.
I was upset, really upset to hear a man, I say probably may have that to say for years now, to open his mouth on national TV and say to the nation that Richard Frederick is, like as if Richard Frederick is solely responsible for all the crime that has been happening.
I heard that and I said, isn't that guy considering that he's being reckless? The man basically is pinning the country's crime problem and everything, the most horrible things on Richard Frederick, and I'm saying, my goodness, this is reckless. Yeah, anyway.
And what bothers me more, Andre, you have people here, like as if not, bothering is like giving agreement.
You call me Andre, you call me Andre,
all he keeps saying like, oh, you don't have the evidence, you don't have the evidence. How can you allow a former prime minister to make a comment like that on your show? And all you can say in defense of yourself, and we don't have the evidence?
To be honest with you, I found the host last night was okay. He tried to point out to this man that, look, you have no evidence of that. This is, I'm not saying he could not have done more. But when you are hosting,
he could have.
Yeah, but I'm saying on the sum of it, he wasn't too bad, okay?
Yeah. But I think he could have said, let me stop you right here. You have no evidence, you have no proof, not repeat those words on the show.
Yeah.
Because you are liable to be held for a lawsuit. You know what I'm saying? By saying that Richard Frederick, he didn't say might or thing. He said a man is like solely responsible for all of it.
He even evidenced nowadays about what Richard said about Rush Clark's father and what does Richard know? And there's been that little innuendo going around about, Rush Clark's late father, Adu, I think he was called, and so on, suggesting that maybe Richard had something to do and knows. And everybody, long before Rush Clark came on the scene, people were hearing word about what happened to the man, what he was suspected of being involved with, and who, decided to take action. all of a sudden you'll have a beef with Richard. Everything is to, I don't know, let them, if they have all this evidence, why don't you were Prime Minister? You and Richard were already not on good terms. Why didn't you cause something to be done about it? You know?
Exactly. You appointed Green as your DPP to go after impacts and to go after, because solely his aim to appoint Green, that's my view. His aim when he appointed Green was to go after Richard Frederick, you know. That was his aim, you know.
What do you say about Green?
No, Green has appointed DPP.
Yeah, okay.
That sole appointment was just to go after Richard Frederick, you know.
Nothing.
To give him an exorbitant salary.
Nothing seems to have come of it.
But nothing came of it. You understand? So he's trying now to try and denigrate the man on national TV. And try, if it was me, you see that in itself is selling my character as a human being, not as a politician, as a human being, that you're going to tell the nation that I am solely responsible for all the crimes that have been happening in the nation.
Today is Thursday, of course.
Shelton, for every homicide, you pay me $1 billion.
Yeah, today is Thursday, of course.
Yeah.
Well, I hope he's ready for what's coming down tonight.
I hope so, because I mean, come on, you can't be like a, now. Let's go to the Orange Grove Plaza thing. The building was bought in 2009 from Amazon, a company that was formed by the Stephen Smith government to buy the Dyer building, right? In 2009, I can remember clearly. He shortly said that building stayed dormant until when he became Prime Minister, right? Until he became Prime Minister in 2016. So that means the government, the building still owned by the government. It belongs to the government, right? You say you have a development agreement, you have a deed of sale. The deed of sale is a final document, you know. No van knows how. The deed of sale says that the land is sold without any encumbrances or whatever. You understand? And the building thereof. There is nothing as part of a ground floor. The deed of sale doesn't state that, you know. It says the land bounded by this and that and the buildings thereon. It didn't say the ground floor of that building, no? The ground floor.
So how come he's saying that it's only when he came in that something was done?
That's what he said.
Didn't the 2006 to 2011 UWP government purchase that thing for 35 million or whatever at the time? You know, that's go far back in my mind, because I remember saying these are the guys who had so much to say about Rochamel and the amount that was paid for the former Hyatt Hotel, but they're going to pay 35 million for what is a derelict crumbling, you know.
Yeah. I read the deed of sale. It says that the building was in receivership, right? And it was sold to Amazon Properties.
Okay.
In 2009.
Okay, that's a long time ago.
So I am trying to figure out how could have bought that building down.
And UWP was in office at the time.
UWP was in office. So
wasn't there some kind of committee set up? I remember a name that I know very well because of his banking thing, Mr. Francis Denbo, to me was either chairman or deputy chairman of whatever of the group.
Yeah, but that's it. I have that document.
Yeah.
It Francis Dembo and others, Benny Manuel, and everybody.
All right, okay.
And it was from 2009 or 2006. 2009. I have the document. You understand? Now, he said that the thing was dormant for years until he came in. Okay, so he said now he sold the ground floor. That's what he said, right? It's only the ground floor he sold for $13.5 million. Right? So if you sell only the ground floor, as you claim, of that building, right? Why would you list that same ground floor to yourself for $1 billion a month? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That same ground floor you said that you sold to the man for $50.5 million. In the development agreement, that same ground floor, you list it for $1 billion a month to yourself. Am I making sense? The $14.5 million that you said that you got for the thing, right? it had come into the government treasury, you know. It stayed with the company for the company to develop the building. So that means they just buy this building. We just give it a building and do what you want with the money. We never received the government never received $40.5 million. What kind of a deal is that? What kind of a deal is that? So you bought you sold a ground floor, right? And then I heard somebody getting underhand cut or something like that, you know.
We have to go for a break now, but Shasne, that's typical of him, you know. The man is a ball of confusion, and the man confuses himself, and he confuses people because when he does his confusion and his misleading, he does it with such a straight face that you are sure that the man either knows what he's talking about or he's convinced that he's telling the truth, you know. That's the thing about him, you know.
You know, immediately after Shastley on the house was a June, Shastley called Bradley.
Oh, you called Bradley? Okay, well, how would you know that?
Trust me, the airs are talking, the walls are talking, the streets are talking, and the phones are buzzing.
Okay.
So trust me.
Okay,
so
my friend.
Bradley had to come out and make a foolish statement and he looked there.
Yeah.
But he was very angry with Shastley and disappointed with his behavior because Bradley knows very well.
So what did he tell Bradley? Let me guess. Bradley, I have told you already. You must submit.
And even setting the conditions.
It's already 1 o'clock, my friend. We got to roll now. Thank you so very much for your call, okay?
Good.
Okay, we'll be back in just a moment after this commercial break with the real issues powered by Blue Waters.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
It is well known that diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, and other illnesses may restrict blood flow, which can lead to impotence and erectile dysfunction. This is why Enhance was formulated to meet these challenging health problems, which can reduce your ability to perform. If you're having problems maintaining your manhood, then reclaim your manhood today with Enhance. Enhance increases your energy level, boosts your stamina, and increases your endurance.
You can get your Enhance at Southwell VA4, Restorer Pharmacy Soufre, Knights Med Miku, Lay by Bar The Morn, Dexter's Place Jeremy Street Castries, Citygate Bar The City opposite the market, Plants Place Denry Highway, Arlette Supermarket Soufre, The Release Stress Bar Labrie Highway, Cool Joint Bar Victoria Schwazel, Prios Bus Stop 22, next to the Moshi Bus Stop, opposite the Grosile Bus Stop. Prios Bar and Grill in Corinth, Grosile.
Enhance, the best a man can get.
Why are you suffering from aches, pains, and illnesses? When there's help for you. At Health Service Center, we offer a wide range of treatment that has been scientifically proven to help you with your aches, pains, and illnesses. Our ICT machine is one of the most effective devices in the health field. It has shown positive results in many health problems, such as back pains, shoulder pains, migraine headaches, pain in the knees and legs, poor circulation, arthritis, diabetic neuropathy, numbness in the feet, strokes and sports injuries. ICT, repairs, rebuild. The power to heal, the future of pain relief.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
You're tuned into The Real Issues powered by Blue Waters on this Thursday, the 27th, the penultimate day of the month of February 2025. When tomorrow rolls around, that will be the end of the month. Saturday will roll in the 1st of March. Someone says about Senator Alison Jean, take a bow, powerful presentation, and they're talking about her in the Senate. I did see a bit of that, and my goodness, was she absolutely unsung, like she always is, just the same. Someone, I think, with reference to Shastney says, on that one issue, he should never be re-elected. There may be more that we are yet to know about. Even his wife, laundry bill the state should pay. People with less means do not do this, and I think they're talking about the £2,000 a night stay. £2,000 a night, You see, at that time, the value of the pound, we're talking about £2,000 was at least 8,500 EC dollars, And the man says, the place was more expensive than that, by what he's saying, because he's saying that is what it fell to St. Lucia, the bill for the government to pay that. He paid extra, He paid more than that. I mean, this is really a man lavish, go kind of thing, and all of that. How does this man relate to us, piss poor country that he himself was crying, how the country is broke, how poverty taking the country is so poor, but the man needs to stay in accommodation that comes, only the government, the bill that was thrown into the lap of the government, apparently, this man may have been something costing $15,000-$20,000 a night. This man can't relate to us. This man doesn't identify with us, Too much of the lavish, big people lavish up, and he's accommodating other people in that same kind of thing, the whole horse racing vibe and so on. Everything about Shastney is really, really the highest of high life. Now, maybe that's where he comes from. We can't afford Shastney. We cannot have Shastney, living off our treasury and so on, and fixing up people, whether their names are Lockerbie or whether their names are that guy Heppel and so on. This is the kind of vibe Shastney is always about. Anyway, let me just see other messages in there. Terence Fenelon says, this Cockalorum really annoying in the Senate. Yes, he is. I have to agree, he is. Always interrupting somebody for nothing. Always. I wonder if there's some kind of sanction that we take. He's always rising on a point of order, which turns out not to be a point of order. He's always accusing somebody of misleading the House simply because they did not regurgitate the history that he wants to regurgitate, the way he wants it regurgitated. It's always like they fail to say that, who wants to make something and to say you all coulda, woulda, shoulda, and UWP was, come on. This is really, really, really. And someone else adds and says, Senator Cockalorum put himself in the same league as the King and the Governor General, and because of his importance, he says his behavior should not be discussed. Yeah, I think Senator Gideon Ferdinand, the leader of government business, referenced something that he did and critiqued it, and then he's quoting standing orders that is basically saying that you should not criticize the Governor General and the sovereign, the monarch, because the Governor General actually represents the monarch or the sovereign ruling at the time. Dominic, how does that put you, that they should not look into and inquire into things about you because of standing orders? You in the same league? I heard that. Ridiculous. Another person says that party finished thanks to Shas. I wouldn't be surprised, but there's surprising resilience. Like I've told you, there is the average UWP's view of Shastney, which is pretty much indifferent, which is pretty much they don't really care too much about him. They wouldn't mind seeing his back. But you see the flambeau loves their flambeau. They love the flambeauness. They love the vibe of an election campaign, and they're absolutely aroused and turned on and stimulated at the prospect of giving Labour a bloody nose. This thing about, like I told you, couteau to knife and chew the Labour Party, they love that, and it don't matter. At that moment they will push aside Alan Shastney, they'll push aside their misgivings about this person and that person, and when you see campaign time comes around and they don their yellow and they go out to their rallies, they're really thinking about Shastney. They're thinking about the allegations against Compton. All they're thinking about is to give Labour a bloody nose. Pay tell Shoy Labour. That excites them. It riles them up, and it really raises their temperature and so on. So about the party finishing because of Shastney, I'm not so sure about that. you know. And if you've been around campaigns and you see, you know, I'm telling you, UWP people, I meet them and they're not hostile. I'll go into one of their rallies and one of their meetings, and apart from, you know, a moron down in Viewfort, which I think I've told you all about ad nauseum and so on, I've generally never been threatened at UWP meetings. People don't come and play their hand in my face, whatever it is, who will greet me and smile and joke with me and so on, and I don't insult them and go with any kind of, you know, thing about them. The people are doing their thing, so I don't really, you know, bother about that. They'll come, they'll talk, they'll laugh, they'll joke with you. But you see this thing, when you see it get into their spirit that you vle fouté labor on belle could kiss up, you know, they're gonna do it, you know. So I don't know if Chastney, you know, will cause the UWP to finish, you know. So I think that's the thing, you know. Let me say that someone said, in response to Terry Fenelon saying the Cocolorum really annoying in the Senate, wait for it, expect the same modus operandi as Chastney in the House. It's all from the same playbook. Next is Newspin, press conference, after is Newsmaker. I'm just tired of this BS, and every St. Lucian should do too. I think he's talking that you can count on it that Dominic Fede will find a way to get himself on this and that program, press conference and so on. Well, it's their right to do that, you know. Let the fellas do their do. Another person believes that Chastney is a discombobulated idiot. That's rough. I wouldn't have put it exactly that way. Let me see whether there was something else. Someone with reference to Denbo said Denbo was another facilitator of the UWP's not so straight practices. The John Compton Dam fiasco is another one of his doings. Yeah, well, I don't know. Yeah, I've heard about people consider him to have been objectionable, obnoxious, and not entirely transparent, clear, above board, whatever they had about him. Another person says, good day, Mr. Daniel. I was on a Grosley bus this morning going to Castries, and I heard Nancy told you and Catherine Seelys don't interfere with her. In what way have I interfered with her? I hardly ever mentioned this name. I think I must have said before about I would be in the Senate, and I notice whenever I'm serving in the Senate, many times Nancy shows up as a temporary for her side too. So maybe she's been assigned to mark me in the Senate. So since I won't be there anymore, maybe she won't be there, and I don't think she's in the Senate today. I don't know. I don't know if that's interfering with somebody. So yeah, if it's that she has some kind of blowback for me and so on that will send me reeling, then, you know, do it. What's interfere? How you interfere? Once you're a public figure or public official, you're fair game for public discussion. You're fair game for that. I haven't gone into the lady's private thing, her home, her marriage, her family, like a lot of them. They have people who are their surrogates in communications. There's always in people's personal patchy had salary, they want to go down and this and that, and allegations of who's supposedly bullying and this and that, and who have small penis, and, you know, I mean, this is the kind of thing, you know, who can give their wife pleasure and orgasm, and you know, this is the kind of thing I hear coming from ramparts of the United Workers' Party. The thing is that you don't hear other people coming out and saying, you know, they distance themselves from that. When I deal with people, I deal with them in their public personas, in their public, you know, profiles and so on. I deal with Alan Chastney in his capacity as a former Prime Minister, as a Member of Parliament, as leader of the opposition, as Chairman of the Public Accounts Committee. These are the places I deal with him. I don't deal with him about what's going on, who, if he was married before Raquel, who was his ex-wife, which girlfriend he have, if any of the ladies in the UWP, if he having flings. You never hear me go down there. Never. I deal with you in your public persona, you know. So if I mention Nancy Charles, it's always with reference to her public profile, public persona, as a public figure, as a public official. It's always in that regard, you know. I never go ad hominem on anybody, you know, in personal criticism of this and that. I never do that. It doesn't interest me. I've always said this tabloid kind of media work and journalism, I'm not in that. The telephone lines are open for your calls, folks. I know many of you are probably following the Senate as well. But The numbers to dial, you can WhatsApp call us on 487-9849. That's the WhatsApp line number, 487-9849. And you can also call us on 4533-911. I got a message which says, can't we declare these two people persona non grata? I don't think that would be applicable. Persona non grata means you are not welcome, you are not accepted, so we can't. I don't know which two people we are really talking about, but persona non grata and so on tends to be something in diplomatic parlance and that sort of thing, that a certain diplomat, you can tell a country you don't want him in your country anymore. You can tell Mexico, for example, that the Mexican ambassador here is persona non grata. But I think we have a caller on the line. Hi, caller. Good afternoon. Real Issues.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Daniel.
How are you doing?
Yeah,
go ahead.
I heard Aaron Shastney said that there should be no place for racism in our politics. But when it is convenient to them, they play the race card. Because you could remember before the 2021 elections, that Peter Josie was making all these racist statements on Sky FM against Philip J. Pierre. Michael Shastney was sitting right there. Peter Josie said that Philip J. Pierre is too black to be Prime Minister. And Guy Joseph also said that St. Lucia is not yet ready to elect a black man as Prime Minister. My issues with Alan Shastney have nothing to do with his race. Because this man lies too much, he is very dishonest. And I remember my mother used to say, Amote sans voler, si ça vole la vérité, la pani rien, il pas qu'à y voler. So it is proof that this man has a hidden agenda. And his greatest flaw is that he has more ideas when he's outside than when he's inside. Yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. All right, 487-9849 and 4533911. The 487, the mobile number, you can WhatsApp call us on that. And 4533911 is our studio direct landline that you can call. I'm really not understanding. I'm sorry, the point about the persona non grata, it's going way over my head. The person says that's the whole point. Dominic and Dominic. Not exactly sure, as you know, I've told you before. I'm anything but the sharpest knife. In the draw, I'll be reading some messages from the Facebook Live in just a moment. But we have a caller on the line. Hi, good afternoon. Real Issues.
Good afternoon, Shelton.
Hi, good afternoon to you.
How you doing?
Doing okay, just that you have me seeing stars and, dancing rings around my head.
You're seeing stars? Okay, I imagine you're probably looking at a cake somewhere.
I'm looking at what?
Because you're looking at a cake somewhere that has stars on it.
At a cake?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Most likely.
I wonder if it's part of cake, bake me a cake, whatever. I'm not.
Let me tell you, you're not going to get me in trouble.
I'm not too much into cake, So go ahead.
Good. Let's leave it at that. Shelton.
Yes.
Dominic Fady was not born here, was he?
To the best of my knowledge, I've heard that he was born in Guyana. His father is a St. Lucian. I don't know about his mother, but that's what I've been able to kind of pick up. I've not made it something that I want to so diligently inquire into, but I don't think he was born in St. Lucia, but he was born... I think
we need to start getting... Listen, Alan Chatham was not born here either, was he?
Yeah, from what I understand, he was born in Martinique.
Okay. So patriotism for these people is neither here nor there. They don't understand what it is to be a patriot, let alone a patriotic St. Lucian. And so anything that comes with destruction regarding this country that the navel string isn't buried anywhere near they're going to do it in an effort to gain power. Shelton, my issue with these two people is this. Indiscipline has brought us to the point where we have this level of criminal activity in this country. Indiscipline. We are now looking at a new generation of people perpetuating and perpetuating indiscipline in the highest chamber of this land. Is that the example we want to set for the young people? Is that where we aspire to be in the next coming years? Now look at what is happening around the United Workers' Party. The people they're appointing or endorsing as candidates. Yes, people. Not people who, even though they have a brain of their own, will or can stand up to what is now passing as leadership in UWP. Okay? Do you remember a day a particular politician, member of parliament, was being interviewed by the media, and a particular prime minister sharply, and all he did was flick a finger and story done? Do you foresee us in the next few years, if that miracle happens and Shasney gets the reins of power in this country, and these people who are being endorsed, these young people who are rushing to become politicians, and they ain't nowhere near? Shelton, you see where I'm going? We have problems, but moreover, in this environment of criminality and criminal behavior, we have a leader. We have people in leadership positions. We have senior people talking about being angry, exercise some level of anger, do this, do that. They are now talking about burning tires, burning this, burning that. But if we have to, we're not talking about burning houses yet. Okay? Turn guns away from the young boys, turn it on the politicians of the Labour Party. Do you see where we're headed, Shelton?
Yes.
Do you see that? And how can we talk to the young people and tell them that they should stay away from crime? We can talk to young people and tell them they need to be a disciplined people. When we accept it, we worship it at the very top of what. But the man was a prime minister. Look at how he behaving. So I can behave the same way. You understand? Shelton, we need to stop encouraging that nonsense. That attitude that was displayed by Alan Chastney in Parliament on Tuesday must be decried. Okay? And also what is happening by Dominic today. We have to say emphatically, we're not endorsing that, we're not tolerating that, and a clear signal must be sent to these people. Good afternoon.
All right, thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. And Jokwan, I think I sent a flyer to you, and that's really for something in to assist the public, that Inland Revenue say they're going the extra mile to aid people with filing their tax returns with weakened tax filing assistance. Do you have that flyer so we can show it to people? Because we're at the time of the year again where I think March 31st will be the deadline date for filing your annual income tax return. So you'll be filing by then, I suppose, for January 1st to December 31st, 2024. The deadline for doing it is the 31st of March. If not, you can actually have to incur a penalty. So we want to put that on the screen. And the weekend tax filing assistance, they're saying, will be at the Inland Revenue, the IRD's office at the Herald in Rock building on the Castries waterfront. That's the government buildings on the Castries waterfront. And they will be open on the following weekends. Now listen carefully. On Saturday, March the 1st, that's this coming Saturday. They'll also be there on the next Saturday, Saturday, March the 8th, then Saturday, March the 15th, Saturday, March the 22nd, and Saturday, March the 29th, 2025 on all occasions from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Okay, so for we can say 5 successive weekends up to the last Saturday of the month of March, which the Monday coming will be the 31st. That will be the deadline. They'll have weekend tax filing assistance. Now I think I see a caller on the line. Hi, caller, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Shelton.
Yeah, hi. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm okay.
But you know, Shelton, number one.
Speak up a bit. Speak up a bit. Don't drop your voice. Yeah.
I just want to join the voice.
You drop your voice again. Yeah.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I'm hearing you now. Keep it at that level.
I just want to join the voices decrying the leader of the opposition's behavior in the House 2 days ago. And, you know, it's like you spoke about Dominic's behavior in the Senate. It's a recurring decimal. And Dominic has been that way ever since he first stepped foot into the Senate. I remember his first day in. Then Senator and Minister Jimmy Fletcher had to school him on parliamentary procedure. And not only that, he kept putting his foot in his mouth. But, you know, Alan Shastney's behavior, I mean, it's gone way beyond. I think since maybe the last few times he's done it, I think people have been fed up on that type of behavior in the House. And what you see from the United Workers' Party right now is them trying to justify it by saying that, Kenny Anthony and the SLP has walked out of the House before. You know, I think that whether UWP or SLP alike, I think any solution, UWP, SLP, or non-partisan, should look to his behavior as an example or some insight into the type of character. And they shouldn't even need that as insight because he governed for 5+ years. I think it's time that we wake up. And to add to that, it's just funny. Yesterday, I was having a conversation with a colleague yesterday, and she spoke about House debates now, and you could see that it was some sort of snide way of taking a knock at the governing party. They said how they missed the days of Snack and John Odlum and them, and the way they would present in the House and the colorful language. But then it hit me that we St. Lucians, it's in our culture, the same way we do for news. That saying, if it bleeds, it leads. While they complain, they say that there's always so much death and this in the news. Why don't they make this a feel-good story, the first story? But if there's no death or no homicide or accident, you see them on the comments saying, hey, nothing happened to this.
Like they don't have talking points, yeah.
And at this point where we have parliamentarians on the governing side who and even when they were in opposition, gave you contributions of substance. I mean, yes, you find Honorable Alvin Baptiste, and of course the Prime Minister himself. They have their ways of presenting, and there's a flair about it. But then there's never an absence of information. So it makes me wonder. Not makes me wonder. It just puts me more onto the realization that our people are not really interested in the substance of our debates, but they will want to listen to the back and forth and the power shaking and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And thirdly, just a warning, a word of caution to the supporters of the United Workers' Party. The parliamentarians included former Prime Minister Alan Shastney, Nancy Charles, and all of them. I happened to listen to the radio yesterday, What Makes Me Mad. And I think the discussion was regarding, the crime and everything. And a man called and he said, but what do you expect when you have a minister of government who has been associated with crime and everything about him? And I was trying to call to set that caller straight and to caution them as well. But then what Shastney and his goons are doing now is setting a dangerous precedent for our people where they figure they can say what they want when they want with impunity.
Yeah.
And it's also
the man has never been charged, much less convicted of anything, along the lines that you're alluding to,
You know, and so you're creating our culture of disrespect for our leaders and our politicians. So what do you think that is going to filter down to? You know?
Yeah.
Anyway, Shelton, you know, have a good afternoon and to your viewers.
Yeah, thank you very much. You're listening to The Real Issues, powered by Blue Waters. We take another break, and when we come back, we'll continue with the calls, and I hope to get a chance to read some messages as well.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
It is well known that diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, and other illnesses may restrict blood flow, which can lead to impotence and erectile dysfunction. This is why Enhance was formulated to meet these challenging health problems, which can reduce your ability to perform. If you're having problems maintaining your manhood, then reclaim your manhood today with Enhance. Enhance increases your energy level, boosts your stamina, and increases your endurance.
You can get your Enhance at Southwell VA4, Restorer Pharmacy Soufre, Knights Med Miku, Lay by Bar The Morn, Dexter's Place Jeremy Street Castries, Citygate Bar The City opposite the market, Plants Place Denry Highway, Arlette Supermarket Soufre, The Release Stress Bar Labrie Highway, Cool Joint Bar Victoria Schwazel, Prios Bus Stop 22, next to the Moshi Bus Stop opposite the Grosile Bus Stop. Prios Bar and Grill in Corinth, Grosile.
Enhance, the best a man can get.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
Real Issues, powered by Blue Waters, is on. Our program airs weekdays from 12:30 to 2 p.m. on Real FM Radio and NBC Television, as well as on Facebook Live and YouTube Live streaming. You know, there's just something I find about the United Workers' Party, and I've said it even about its leader. There's that T-classy inclination to whippoche people, you know. What's Alan Shastny and them doing? You know, whippocheing Jeremiah Norbert, and as it turns out, they never spent any money. Show us receipts, show us warrants of payment, of disbursement, that you actually disburse money. You send a letter to whatever, you know, place in Martinique you say, and the authenticity of the letter is even being questioned now, saying that you would handle the bills. Okay, did you ever handle an actual bill? Was any invoice or whatever ever sent to you? Did you? Because Jeremiah Norbert is able to produce his receipts and everything to show how he paid his way at every step of the way, that the only thing the government did for him was to facilitate, you know, whatever movements that were required and exemptions and so on that were needed for traveling because of all the restrictions that were in place in a period of COVID, the COVID pandemic and so on. But the man is able to show where his insurance paid, where he did up to now. He says he's still paying and so on. Okay, you send the letter, but was any payment ever made? Did Martinique ever send any kind of demand document for their payment and so on, so that you actually disbursed anything? And even if you had, this is not your money. This is not goodwill or charity, you know, personal generosity money. This is the money of the taxpayers, money coming from the same source as the £2,000 sterling, you know, per night stay for you and on the backs of taxpayers. You clearly never paid that amount of anything at all for Jeremiah Norbert, but you have to come out and say, oh, we had, you had offered to do it, or you had promised to do it after the fact and so on, when it was going nowhere. You think if Martinique get a letter like that, they're going to bill you when Jeremiah is paying his own thing, whether upfront or immediately after? You think they're going to regard that at all in any way and so on, especially since they know the government of St. Lucia is owing Martinique, La Mena, and all that so much money? It's the whole we poche and mépriser thing that goes on, always looking for something, like I say, the personal ad hominem politics, so that the leader of an opposition actually goes into the house and uses the language about Kwapo or whatever to describe another member and so on. These are the things, Alan Chastney, we really thought you were in a higher league than that. You were in a, like you say, class. You mentioned class. How can your own class ever regard you? When you are acting so down and low, crappy, in every way like that, really, really infradig. That's the word, infradignitatem, beneath what people would have considered to be your dignity. But we have a caller on the line. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon, Shelton.
Yeah, good afternoon. You're on the air. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, listeners.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, I just thought I would call because I was listening, I think it was yesterday or the day before, when somebody brought up again the issue of a letter circulating that the former government had issued supposedly in the interest of Honorable Jeremiah for financing of his medical situation in Madrid.
Are you speaking on your speakerphone or something? Because I don't know why, whether it's our setup that we haven't fully gotten everything right. You sounding muffled,
Are you hearing me better now?
That's a lot better. Yeah, go ahead. I don't know, maybe he's in a place where he can't hold the phone, so he needs to put it on speaker. The speakerphone causes it to come up very muffled and distorted sometimes, but as soon as he did that, we lost him. So try again, caller. Okay, I think we're getting him back. Hi, caller. Good afternoon.
Hello. Are you hearing me better now?
A lot better, and then you cut off.
Sorry about that. I had this. Those air things always have those issues.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. I was making the point that that I've made before, and I really want to clarify it. Between 2012 and 2016, Dr. Anthony made a special trip to Martinique, right? And the reason being was to discuss issues with in health with the then government in Martinique, and also to pay up most of our debt that we had with Martinique, of solutions coming here for medical reasons and so on. And he did so. He paid a good portion of it and promised to pay the balance when re-elected, because we were going into an election close to the 2016 elections. We lost it. After that, Chastain's administration paid not a penny more on that debt. So what happened, what transpired, was that those letters of promise of paying Martinique were not being honored, because Martinique felt that St. Lucia was owing them too much money. Okay. So sending that letter meant nothing on behalf of Honorable Jeremiah. And he himself has made a clarification that he paid for all his medical treatment.
Yes.
He paid for a helicopter, he paid for everything. The transport ambulance, and everything was paid by him and his insurance. So that letter circulated will only make sense to those who do not know the truth. And the truth is, as I said, Martinique was no longer honoring any letter of credit coming from St. Lucia because of that debt that Martinique had with St. Lucia. And we also know, even when Dr. Anthony also negotiated for the Lamina Hospital, which is a university hospital, right? To work with the OKU, in opening the OKU and managing the OKU. And we know what Alan Chastney did. Went and signed an agreement costing taxpayers $25 million that this administration had to pay.
Help City
They had to
Cayman.
borrow the money to pay $25 million to pay off the Cayman Group, which worked out at $1 million a month for managing the OKU hospital.
Yes.
And these are the same people now complaining about the hospital didn't have this, didn't have that. You know what I'm saying? When you use that kind of money to have people manage, when you put aside, actually canceled the agreement that Dr. Anthony had negotiated. But I'm happy to say that our new Minister of Health came back to Martinique, and then we renegotiated agreements with the Lamina Hospital, who's working with the OKU. We just only received recently a number of equipment, technical equipment from Martinique. We have a team of the technical person of the Ministry of Health and the PS who came to Martinique, worked with the Consul General's office and with the health facilities here in Martinique, and they received a number of gifts to help our health system in St. Lucia. So I'm happy about that. But when, as I say, the facts are not known, so all the crying and all the whatever they're saying about helping Jeremiah, when he have declared that never happened, he never received no help whatsoever, and that letter, as stated, made no sense whatsoever.
So you mean to tell me Alan Chasney, a born Martinican, while he's Prime Minister, Martinique don't want to have anything to do with St. Lucia because his government was also so Mauvais Bay.
So much more, yes, they didn't pay a penny. They never paid in the 5.5 years that he spent as Prime Minister. He knew fully well a number of St. Lucians were coming up to Martinique for medical reasons. And his administration never paid down a penny on what was owed to Lamina Hospital in Martinique. Never paid a penny.
Okay. Okay, my friend.
And the same people that want to talk about healthcare.
Yes.
Thank you. I don't want to clarify that.
Okay, so let me ask you now, how are things in Martinique these days? How did eventually things resolve itself with all the high prices that they were protesting against?
Well, there is a protest, as we speak, there's a protest going on today, because the gentleman who is the leader of the movement has been tried on what I call a trivial case, but again, the authorities may be no different than me. So there is a protest going on by the courthouse today on that. And the people are saying that they have not seen no difference in the price structure at the supermarkets.
Okay.
That's what I'm hearing.
Got you. Okay, my friend. Thank you so very much. Appreciate
the call.
You. All right.
Respect.
Yes. All right. We continue taking your calls on 487-9849. You can WhatsApp call us on that number. And also, as we just heard, Shazi calling us on 4533-911. Now, I mentioned about looking at the Facebook Live. Let me see if I can go there right now and say good afternoon to a few people who are there with us, always keeping us company. Cletus Peter, good afternoon to you as well. And Renick Ariste, as well as Rosella Alexander Monrose, Marie St. Martin. Good afternoon to you, Ivy Mitchell. I think we're getting another call on the WhatsApp line. And, hi caller, good afternoon. Real Issues, you're on the air.
Good afternoon, Shelton.
Hi, good afternoon to you.
How are you?
I'm doing great, and you?
I'm there holding on. Let me tell you why I called. The UWP.
Yeah, as if I'm hearing some background. Do you have your TV or something turned up? Yeah, okay. Because I'm hearing like a little reverb or echo or something. Call back, but you have to have your device that you're listening on the TV or radio. You also have it turned down when you call us. But call back. I suspect you were going to make a very interesting contribution. So do call back. Alright, I think we're getting, is it the same person or another one? Doesn't matter anyway. But if that's another call. Oh, okay, I think we're getting one on the landline. Do you have one on the WhatsApp? Yeah, hi caller, good afternoon. Real Issues, you're on the air.
Yes, my reason for calling the show this afternoon is just to express myself a little bit, and I know a lot of people probably understand where it is that I'm coming from. I heard the last caller talk about high prices at the supermarket.
Are you doing speakerphone?
No, I'm not.
Okay, all right. Okay, go ahead, because I kind of find some of the calls are muffled, but go ahead.
Why is the government allowing Marcy to monopolize the market like that and forcing on prices down in our fruit? Standard of living is really high, and Marcy is just making a profit, and the poor people are crying. That's all I have.
All right, thank you very much for that. This whole matter of prices and rising prices is a lot more complex than allowing somebody to do it and somebody being greedy and they're just making profit on our back and this kind of thing. It's a little bit more than that. But did I let go of that call on the line there? Okay, we have one on the WhatsApp line. Hi, good afternoon, Real Issues, you're on the air.
Good afternoon, how are you?
I'm doing okay. It seems like you found the line again.
All right.
Yeah, hold
yes,
on.
Let me tell you why I called.
Hold on, we have someone on the WhatsApp line, so just hold on a while for us. Yeah, just hold on where you are there. Yeah, go ahead, call.
Okay. The UWPs and the Jabals always attack Richard. And when he answers, the hypocrites have something to say. In the house, I could hear Shasnake call him El Crapo. I hope when he answers, there will be nothing left to say. And Richard already knows he's ugly. So why should they make an issue out of that? If they have to put Richard there and
for so long they know Richard. Richard used to sit in a cabinet with them. He was their colleague and everything. They used to be on the platform together. Yes. When people criticize or attack him, they used to defend him. All of a sudden, he become ugly and he's a quapo and he's frog face and this kind of thing. So
but I would choose Richard 1,000 times.
You still there? All right, okay.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much for that. We have another caller waiting.
Good afternoon. It's my first time calling.
Yeah, good afternoon to you, sir. Yeah, go ahead.
It's my first time calling Real Issues.
Yeah, okay, well, welcome.
First of all, I will start with my constituency first.
If you're what?
My constituency.
What is that constituency?
Castro Central.
Okay.
I want to know if the young man in Castro Central really know where is Castro Central. Because, first of all, he come as a newcomer, never passed through the place to find out what is the issues, nothing. First thing he went and do is attack Richard Frederick. Where that is coming from? You never come and say what you're going to do, who you know, never come and see nobody, and you just start attacking Richard Frederick with no kind of evidence. If you have evidence, bring out your evidence and then attack Richard Frederick.
Okay.
I watched Dominic Fede. I don't know why they have Dominic Fede still in politics in St. Lucia as a Guyanese. The leader is a loser. I watched by the house on Tuesday and I watched Bell Rose walking up and down protesting. What Bell Rose is protesting about?
Bell Rose as in Fortuna?
Yeah.
Okay.
What she was protesting about? A one-man army.
Maybe she was protesting for tuna. Maybe the price of tuna too high or something like that. Or she don't want it in
I feel that's a really... I don't even know what to call that. That's not a UWP party. I really don't know what to call them people. Alan Shafte said so many things while he was in office, and then right now you want to deny it again. After all, I am living in for Richard Frederick and tonight.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Good afternoon to Ivy Mitchell and Laura Peter as well. Let me just release that call. Jude Box, hello, what's happening, my brother? You going good? Thanks very much for always hitting me up and looking, checking out how I'm doing and so on. Stephanie Cauldron, good afternoon to you. And Vincent Edward, who says, good day, Shelton and listeners. The truth will reveal the things that are evil. Rosie Daniel believes that Mr. Frederick should sue the host and the management of the station. We'll hear from Richard tonight. I mean, I think he'll be out tonight. He was a little exhausted after all the independence baton relay and all those sorts of things. He did quite a bit of walking in addition to everything else. And I'm hoping that he'll be sufficiently recovered and that he'll be on tonight. So there's very little we need to do. Richard needs very little help when it comes to doing his typical demolition jobs, whether in the parliament or on Can I Help You? And I'm sure tonight he'll be no exception, backed up with Albert Fregis, who is pretty hard-hitting himself. Eusebia Jean-Baptiste, good afternoon to you. She says good afternoon to all. Have a wonderful Thursday afternoon. I'm here listening but unable to comment. See you all tonight. She's keeping her powder dry, saving her best for tonight, I suppose, on Can I Help You? That's what she's referring to. Let's see if we get in a call. Hi, good afternoon. Real Issues, you're on the air.
Good afternoon, Shelton.
Hey, what's up, my bro?
Nothing much.
Okay.
Shelton, listen. I mean, the whole of St. Lucia ought to understand, ought to know why the leader of the opposition is behaving the way he does every time he goes into the house. First of all, Alan Chasney has this mentality that he stands head and shoulders above everybody else, especially when it comes to politics and political issues. Alan Chasney believes that every time he goes into the house, in much the same way that he asked his UWP people to kowtow to him, to submit to him, that everybody in the house, including members of the government,
including the speaker,
the speaker, must submit to him.
Yeah.
And he demonstrated that with Speaker Andy Daniel and what's the name?
Leon Theodore.
Leon Theodore. He demonstrated that, telling them, look, I'm not going to comply with anything you say. Do what the heck you want. And in Tuesday's sitting, I mean, Alan Chasney responded to Joachim Henry's contribution to the debate. And he made reference to the Diamol, which was sold under his government by the United Workers' Party government. Richard Frederick responded and said, look, Mr. Speaker, I stand on a point of order. The gentleman is misleading the House. When asked in what way, Richard Frederick said that, look, he said that the property, the Diamol property, was sold, well, the top floor was sold, or the bottom floor was sold, meaning that only part of the property was sold. Richard Frederick said, listen, the deed of sale shows that the entire property was sold by the United Workers' Party government. Alan Chasney wants to continue to deny and to debate. The Speaker said to him, listen, this has already been litigated in the House. And what the member for Castries Central said is correct. The entire property was sold. This is a dead issue. He wants to continue. The Speaker says, okay. The Speaker went to get the document. The Speaker read the document in the House, showing that the entire property, which cost the government, his government, $60 million or more, his government then turned around and sold it for $5 million, approximately 13.5 million EC.
But I heard him last night saying that there were several agreements. There was a sales agreement, there was a transfer agreement, there was a development agreement, and there was all kinds of different agreements. Now he knows,
Is clear.
And the man is looking at the speaker and telling the speaker, I cannot allow you to misinterpret.
Can you believe this?
I wonder why the speaker didn't tell him, Honorable Leader of the Opposition, since when that's your role.
And he went on to ask the speaker, should I believe your interpretation or mine? Asking the speaker if he's a judge, and to which the speaker promptly replied, I'm a judge in this house. Once I give my ruling, that's it. This is a dead issue.
Yeah.
And then, of course, he does his usual thing. After the speaker and the rest of the house had enough of that, Ernest Gillis stands up and suspends the house for the house sitting for 10 to 15 minutes. At which point he packs up his stuff in a huff and he departs.
Yeah, he's
and
gone.
He holds a press conference as usual, talking about how he was being suppressed again.
But that is what he does. He comes deliberately to set up and to stir up something, and then to claim that he is being laid into and he's being treated unfairly and unjustly, to make himself out to be the victim. This thing, he plans it from way ahead.
Oh yeah.
You know, to come and as we say in Patois, to lever la boue with the speaker, and then they go and claim, that he's being denied his rights to speak and all this kind of thing.
And he's even and I strongly suspect he's even hoping that the speaker will ask the sergeant at arms to escort him out of the building, and then he's going to raise a real ruckus. That's when he's going to raise a real ruckus and start shouting, "Take your hands off me," and all this kind of stuff, and you're assaulting me, and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
that's the kind of stuff he revels in.
Yeah.
But listen, Shelton, the people of this country are not silly. They're not stupid. He may think of them as 43%ers, but our people are intelligent people. And they saw through Alan Chastney a long time ago. Even when he started this crocodile tears thing, he had to stop because the people saw through that. So he no longer does it. So now he's using a different tactic, going into the house, creating a scenario where he then stomps out in a huff and takes to the airwaves and says, my voice is being suppressed, but I will stand for the interests of the people. Since when? Your history, your entire political history your record shows that you've never been interested in the interests of the people of this country. It has always been your friends, family, and certain foreigners. The record is there. It's clear. And of course, this lady, I don't know, Fortuna Belrose is standing outside the house with a placard saying, "Bravo, Shas, stand up." Fortuna ought to be ashamed of herself. Fortuna was the one who said to the entire country that Labour Party people who won their seats in the 2016 general elections can no longer hope to get anything from the government.
I'm telling you, they showed
nothing.
And I'm telling you, they showed it in the constituency development program funds.
Exactly.
The fellas cut off every penny.
They didn't embrace the policy or the policies.
Yeah, can you imagine that?
Are you kidding me?
The people of which Cortina was part, because she was a member of the cabinet, they cut off funds completely. Not to say they reduced it, to all 6 constituencies that represented, and they cut off every dime of money to the National Trust simply because the trust. This is the kind of quixote that those people did, And
the thing is, and here is one of the major differences between the UWP and the SLP. The SLP came into office in 2021, and they never stopped the CDP monies to them.
Yeah.
So Bradley gets his CDP money. Alan Shastney gets his CDP money. That's one of the stark differences between the UWP and the SLP.
Yeah. It's 2 o'clock. It's 2 o'clock already, so we gotta roll. Okay.
Okay, Shelton.
Thank you very much, folks. That'll do it for us on today's Real Issues, powered by Blue Waters. Thank you so very much for being part of it. Thanks for the calls, the messages, and for your support, whether on the Real Issues WhatsApp chat group, on Facebook Live, or through the phone lines, as so many of you have done. I always thank Jaquan for doing a great job in coordinating things. the technicals of the calls, the controls, and all of that, and I do so again today. Let's do it again, God willing, all things equal, tomorrow same time from 12:30 until 2 o'clock on the radio station Real FM, the TV station NBC, Facebook Live, YouTube live streaming. Shelton Daniel signing out now from The Real Issues. Goodbye.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with big issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
The winning numbers for the midday draw of Thursday, 27 February 2025 were Double Daily Grand, 6, 14, 21, 22. Big 4, 2, 6, 1, 4. Big 4 Multi-X FP. Pick 2, 1, 9. Pick 2 Multi-X 3X. 1 off, 4, 1, 4. Lucky 3, 6, 0, 9. Lucky 3 Multi-X FP.
I started making contributions to the National Provident Fund from 1970. However, I wasn't happy when deductions were being made from my salary. Since 2005, I've been receiving a retirement pension from NIC. My retirement from NIC is my only source of income. Can you believe all the money I've paid to NIC throughout my life? I have received all of it in less than 3 years after my retirement. But I will continue to receive my pension for the rest of my life. I even get to enjoy savings on my shopping with my NIC Gold Card. I am Theodosia Joseph and NIC benefits me.
NIC for the benefit of us all. The man, the voice.